Hi, how are you? Today we're going to talk about the same thing, which is Behalotechaa or Behalotka. Last time we were talking about how to set it up or light up the menorah, how to be a model or a gospel lighting people to the world. Today we'll continue something very interesting. There are two terminology that I want to bring it to you guys. One is mashbia. Mashbia means the benefactor or the giver, and the other one is makabel. Makabel means the recipient or taker. So the whole world creation has been created in a notion of this one. When we say benefactor and the recipient, or mashbia or makabel, meaning it's kind of a metaphorically said in the Bible as a male and female. That's why we would see there is a concept of uh, Jesus Christ as the bridegroom and the church as the bride. So it's kind of a female and male concept of metaphor, but it is not literally. But mashbia means benefactor or the giver. Makabel is recipient or the receiver or the taker. God wants every creation to have this quality, have uh, this behaviors or characters, because our personality, because we have to be giving it out. We have to be being a benefactor or a giver. At the same time, we need to receive something. We need to take something. Most of the people, they are very you know um, uh, energized or entertained to give out things like the advices, or but they don't want to take anything. People don't want to take it, but God says that in here, that you have to be like a receiver and a giver in our quality. The whole concept is the same thing. The whole word creation is the same thing. We have to adopt a system inside that we must give out. At the same time, we should take it. Probably we might be taking from some small people what they're telling is right. We have to take it. We may not be knowing that one. We may have to take it. But the problem in this world is no one wants to accept what others telling, because they think that they are right, they are the one correct, and they don't want to receive anything from anyone else, which is not the one that God is expecting from us. Mashbia or Makabel, both should be in us, within us. So Moses was leading the Israel people out of Egypt. Egypt people, I mean, from Israel people, they have seen God's hand all the way through their life. God opened the Red Sea, which is called Red Sea. God gave the Torah, and God provided the food in the desert land. They have seen everything. They themselves have seen God was dealing with them. So why they want to have a leader for that? But God chose Moses as a leader for them, because at the foothills of Mount Sinai, Israel people have listened the sound. They have seen the bright lights were coming through. They have heard the voice of God. They knew something is happening there. They knew how God was talking. God was giving the Torah, but at the same time, they accepted Moses as a leader. Moses was as a giver or a benefactor, was issuing certain things. So one of the things that I want to emphasize here is um, Moses in Numbers, book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 27. Joshua you know, went to Moses and told that there were two people by name of Eldad and Megad. They were Eldad and Medad. They were prophesying against Moses. The Torah tells it very clearly. What they're prophesying is Moses will die pretty soon, and then Joshua is the one who is going to take the leadership there. So Moses was telling to Joshua, don't worry about that. Don't be get envy or jealous of that. Let them tell, let them prophecy. But they were why Joshua went and told to Moses and to stop them out, just completely stop them, stop the prophecy, get these people out of this one, and in those days, how they stop these prophecies, how they cut off the people, they give them more work. If they give them extra work, and they will not be prophesying sitting down because they'll be working on the work. So and nowadays I'm seeing everybody prophecy the word. Maybe probably we should give them some extra work to do so that they'll be stop prophesying wrongly and fakely and deceiving people. That's not going to happen. That shouldn't be happening. So here Joshua went and told to Moses, this is what happening. So how Moses selected these people? There were 70 leaders that Moses selected in the desert. How these 70 numbers came in? There were 12 tribes. So how many people in each tribe he took? If he's taking 6 people, it'll be 72. If he's taking 5 people, it'll be 60. So which tribe lost the 2 people? Did we ever think of this before? No, we don't think all those things because we don't care about all those things. 70 leaders, just we go. But in Jewish, it's not going to happen. They will dig out why these 70, how these 70. So what happened at the desert time, Moses took 6 people from each tribe, but in order to complete this 70, he had to leave 2 people. But whom he will leave? So he put the lot system and he took the 70 people of the lot and left the 2 people. And those 2 people are those is Eldad and Medad. It is written in the Torah book. It is written in the Jewish books. So these 2 people were prophesying against Moses, which Moses was refusing, and to Joshua to let them prophesy. No problem. Don't worry about that. Folks, this all came through when they were not doing anything, when there was no work. They was eating and sitting down. They were doing all these things. How you would do that one? Because manna was given to them freely for 40 years. They were eating the manna. And one thing I want to tell you, during the desert time, during the desert period, when the manna was given to them, they ate the manna for 40 years. But the manna was the heavenly food. And after eating the manna, there is no excretion, there is no sanitization process, there is no sewage system in the desert land, and they did not obviously had big water resources or anything to do the sewage systems. So 2 million people were out in the desert land, and manna was there. When they were eating the manna, and no one had any excretion system because it is a heavenly food. The body system completely absorbed the whole thing in their body. Nothing was excreted because it was not a toxic food. There was no toxins in that food. That's why the body system didn't reject anything. But think about this nowadays. What we eat, all toxic food. We excrete a lot because of the toxins filled the food we eat every single day. But manna, they didn't do that. There is no obesity complaint. There is no heart attack complaints. There is no diabetes complaint. There is no other any skin dermal problems complaints on those days. They lived a healthy life, eating manna, and there is no toxins. There is no toxic in that food, and they were living fantastic life in the desert itself. What an amazing thing. We never thought of all those things. So while they were eating all these things, simply not having anything, what a fantastic way of living the life. But these guys came out and complained about Moses, and Joshua is telling, cut off them. Don't give it any opportunity. Just take them out. We don't need these people. We will take it out. Folks, do you think that if we go and tell these people, those who are prophesying nowadays, cut off them, don't take these people inside our community, just cancel them out. Can we tell that? We will know because we all like into, like if anything is for small things, we call them, Pastor, I lost my purse, I lost my wallet, could you please prophesy me? And this guy prophesying and telling him, oh brother, go and check in the bureau, probably it is under your wife's sari or something. And he goes and finds that, and then he calls, oh pastor, thank you so much. See the prophecy, how it works nowadays? Folks, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. Bible is talking about the leadership role. Joshua is you cannot just pick up on your own self. 70 elders, two were left out. But today we have elders or leaders, they just come out of themselves. They choose themselves. Yeah, I'm a leader now. I'm going to gather some people and I'm going to sheep them. There's a shepherd and sheep. It should be shepherd. There are shepherds nowadays without sheep. There are tons and tons of shepherds who are claiming that they are shepherds, but there are no sheep. They just roam around to the whole earth and they're preaching everything, but they don't own any sheep. Moses owned more than 2 million people. 2 million sheep followed Moses. When Moses was seeing Joshua, he was almost 80 years. Moses lived 120 years. Joshua lived 110 years. Folks, I'm telling, even though Joshua was with Moses, he never argued with him. He never did anything until he was becoming leadership, and he was not doing anything. He was just listening and following. That's the leadership quality that Joshua was exhibiting. But nowadays, folks, I'm telling, there's I don't know what to say. You may say that I'm always complaining, but I'm this is what me. This is how I am. Uh, he, you know, people are just believing in spending time. Make the time 1 or 2 hours is kind of entertainment time. Tell some jokes, make them happy, be nice, and just enjoy the hour. Do sing some couple of songs and bring them into God's feet and this and that. No, no. Torah is true. Torah should be believed. Why? Because Torah was given to Israel people and they have seen that one. They have walked with the Torah. And Rosh Binai means the leader, the rabbi was Moses. The leader was Moses. There should be a shepherd which was chosen by God, even though people knew everything. Even though people knew everything, what happened, what God taught, everything people knew. But even then, Rosh Binai, the position was given to Moses, not anyone else. Folks, the leadership, the shepherd, the sheep, the system, the body on the head. Head is the one which controls everything. We have a paralytic attack, or if there is any paralysis, and we lose our hand or legs, because there's no communication between the head and this place. That's a problem. They don't talk, and it is not taking the commands. So Moses was the leader. Even that leader was telling to Joshua, let them prophesy. Let everybody prophesy. Why only 70 people, or why only within a couple of people in the 70? They can do, everybody can prophesy, so that the second coming of Jesus will be, that resembles. If everybody is prophesying in the world, that's a time that Jesus is going to come. But who could prophesy things? These people were Jewish people. They knew what they were doing, and they know what they were doing. But here we are doing as a prophecy something so weird. Something so weird. Folks, we have to be very careful in our place where we are standing. It is the manna in the desert land they ate. They lived longer life. They lived such a wonderful, healthy life. In order to do the healthy life, we need to read the Torah. We need to read the Bible. Wherever you are, when you are in desert land, or when you are in a situation, or symbolically, a situation like a desert land, read manna. Take the manna with you. It will guide you, it will protect you, keep you healthy.